it's not going to stop unless everybody gets out in the streets.
After another person was shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis. Here's a look at the scene. Hundreds and marched on city streets with signs bearing the names of both people killed in Minneapolis. Glad you're with us tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Esteban. We'll get to the protest that happened here in Seattle in just a moment. But first, let's break down what we know about what happened in Minneapolis today. Less than 3 weeks after an ICE agent shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good, today we learned 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Pretti was fatally shot as well. Witness video shows the suspect in the street filming agents when Pretti and another person were hit with pepper spray. They went to the ground. The video shows agents surrounded Pretti and jumped on top of him. At least one officer hit him with multiple blows. Video from one angle appears to show an agent take Pretti's gun before any shots were fired, but that has not been confirmed. Then you hear what sounds like 10 shots in rapid succession as the man is on the ground. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem insisting today that Pretti meant to harm federal agents.
I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign.
The Minneapolis police chief says the department believes Pretti is a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. Governor Walz has demanded the investigation into today's shooting be led by the state of Minnesota rather than the Trump administration.
The federal government cannot be trusted to lead this investigation. The state will handle it, period.
The officer linked to the deadly shooting is an 8-year Border Patrol veteran. That's according to federal officials. He has not been identified. It's unclear of his work status tonight. We have seen protests in cities from coast to coast, New York City, LA, DC, and right here in Seattle. KOMO's Tyler Cunnington spoke to people who were outside the federal building downtown calling for immigration agents to be held accountable. Tyler.
Well, that's right, Michelle. And this is the second time in just over 2 weeks that people have come to the Henry L. Jackson Federal Building in downtown due to federal agents shooting and killing U.S. citizens in just the city of Minneapolis alone. The emotions once again surging tonight for those in our region who felt compelled they needed to speak out.
I want to say we're grieving because we are. We're grieving the loss of a human life. But I also want to say that we're past grieving, that we're angry, that we're really, really angry, that we're fed up.
City traffic cameras capturing what some protesters say was a gathering of around 500 tonight, while organizers estimated that figure was upwards of 1,000. The crowd spilling into 2nd Avenue and other streets, blocking traffic at one point. From there, the group marched around several blocks, prompting Seattle police SUVs to help block off the street. Protesters called out what they say is the escalation of violence by federal agents against U.S. citizens. A memorial created with candles and photos of people who have died as a result of that violence. Whether it was the killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis earlier this month at the hands of an ICE agent, or the killing of that 37-year-old ICU nurse this morning while on the ground, surrounded by several federal agents, organizers here in Seattle say they won't stand for it.
We have to keep fighting. We have to keep taking to the streets. We have to organize. We have to come together and have community and organize.
And those that we talked to afterwards say that this was a peaceful gathering there outside the federal building. We have reached out to SPD to confirm whether or not they had any issues or arrests or any other kinds of disruptions outside of course, that group marching into the street. However, as you can see, those SUVs eventually took control and blocked off that road. However, we have not heard back from them, and we will update that to our website when we do. Reporting live here in Seattle tonight, Tyler Cunnington, KOMO News.
Tyler, thanks very much. Leaders here locally and across the state responding to the second shooting in Minneapolis. Governor Bob Ferguson posted on X, quote, "Another person shot by ICE agents, another life lost. Our descent into authoritarian rule continues. This is a dark chapter in our history of America." Washington Republican Party Chair, State Representative Jim Walsh, responded directly to the governor, saying, quote, "ICE agents are enforcing the law. The left is turning up the deceitful rhetoric." Senator Maria Cantwell posted this: President Trump has crossed the line. Americans will not stand for massed armed troops roaming their neighborhoods. And one of Washington's 2 Republican representatives also condemning the shooting tonight, saying this in a post: I'm disturbed by what I've seen from today's video from Minnesota. It's critically important that the American people and Congress be given a better understanding of how immigration enforcement is being handled. Also today, dozens gathered for a march and rally protesting President Trump's agenda and ICE at Fireman's Park. That was in Tacoma, happened this afternoon. This event was planned before today's shooting, but only intensified the feelings of protesters that we spoke to. You can download anytime the KOMO News app to track the shooting, the latest reaction in Minneapolis, Seattle, and around the country. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll post the latest on our KOMO News app, and we do put extended interviews on the KOMO YouTube channel.